Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Data Dispatch. I hope you guys are having a great day. I for sure know that Palantir Technologies has a wonderful day, outbeating the market by a decent percentage, up about 3% on the day. Now, lots of variables are ahead of us, and that is because the whole market is starting to hold the brakes because the Fed meeting will conclude tomorrow, and they are going to report on what their decision is going to be with interest rates. And also, we're going to be seeing CPI data that will give us a big gauge on the progression of inflation within our economy. We also have NVDA, interesting trading today, and also analysts keep increasing price targets after the 10-for-1 stock split. So we have a lot of important details to talk about today. If you are a new or returning viewer, hit that like button, subscribe for daily videos, and of course, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm collecting all the data and dispatching it to you. Now, pop it up on the screen here, what I'm going to be utilizing to analyze PLTR in terms of this technical pattern and what we could be seeing for a possible breakout is MooMoo, because the reason I really like their interface is all of the critical tools that they have that I can kind of create a generalized opinion. And remember yesterday, we talked about that $23 level of resistance right here, that 23 bucks. That was broken. And we see PLTR that's testing the $24 level of resistance right now. The last time we've kind of been in this price area and we've seen this large run up was before the Q1 earnings. And of course, once we saw that change in future guidance, we saw them coming back to trading sideways here in the low 20s. With this run up right here, like I said, tomorrow is going to be a big gauge on how all the stocks do trade. But looking specifically, what I like with MooMoo is that I can see that daily short volume is continuing to decrease. And what this is really telling me is that institutional investors that usually take large short positions are turning more towards a bullish perspective on Palantir. And I can see that the short interest in terms of a historical half monthly chart here is continuing to decline at the lowest that it's been in a long time. Other things that I do like to see here are also what the price targets are compared to a lot of the analysts that are out there. We see the average right now is at 22.70, and currently we're above the average price target. Now, I am an affiliate with MooMoo. Check out the link down in the description. You can get 8.1% APY limited time deal on your cash, and also up to 15 free stocks with a deposit, and of course, free commission. Now, let's get to what we are seeing with the market. Reviewing here. Talking about here, a lot of the stocks and even stock futures right now are basically flatlining Tuesday night. And that's because we are awaiting the Fed Reserve's interest rate decision and May's consumer inflation report. Now, some of the stocks that did jump, Oracle, jump here 9% as we see them making deals with Google and OpenAI. Hey, Oracle, they made a major deal with Palantir Technologies. So great to see them here continuing to play with some of the big players in the game. And we're also seeing the conclusion, like I said, of that two-day policy meeting, which is going to trigger, of course, a rate decision. And then we are going to get a press conference with Fed Chair Jerome. Now, lots of investors and everybody across the board are going to be looking at to what Mr. Powell is going to be reporting to the market. And that is because right now, we have the double line Gumlash right here is saying that the Fed's dot plot is showing 2 cuts for 2024 in terms of interest rates. That's what the probability is continuing to sit on, sitting at about 50%. Tomorrow can have a big impact on what that probability will be. So we will be, of course, keeping a close eye on it and making sure that we get all the data out to you that you guys need to know, because, like I said, once or if there's a chance that we aren't seeing these 2 rate cuts here in the future, we could have selling pressure across the board. Or if we're seeing positive results in terms of that Fed meeting, maybe there could be more. We could see a lot of momentum coming into the market. Looking at Palantir, holding steady after earnings. This is one thing that I agree with here, and I am actually happy with for PLTR. Remember, we saw that pullback after the future guidance was changed slightly, and that was not a bad thing at all, because that's number one, Palantir being honest with what they expect for the rest of the year in terms of their guidance. And also, this is specifically looking to build support in a foundation right here. The fact that Palantir can hold the foundational level here at the low 20s is, and specifically we've seen key reversals at that $20, is important, because remember last year, $20 was a key resistance point for PLTR. So what you see it is basically achieving these incremental steps that allow it to grow in more of a mature manner and not just come straight up and then come crashing straight down if it gets too unsustainable in too short of time. It's important to allow time to progress and Palantir to grow into its valuation. Now, of course, what we've seen, holding steady after earnings, this is still true, even especially after critical governmental contracts like the $480 million, it's a whopping contract for the U.S. Army with the Maven Smart System, and also expanding that we've seen into the commercial segment and with the amount of boot camps that we've seen them report. Now, also Palantir Technologies, compared to its sector, is at a high valuation. And we see this specifically, we've seen this right here, price to earnings at 198 compared to its sector average of 37.58. This is very expensive. And that is just because of the trendiness that is behind PLTR right now. And also, basically, what the expectations are for earnings is that they are going to continue smashing records. And a good barometer of valuation is basically what are investors predicting that Palantir is going to do in the future? Not many people are predicting bullish swings within this individual stock. And that is why we're seeing this high valuation being carried out. But continue that on, look at all the other AI stocks out there that do have a high valuation. And that's where I transition here to NVIDIA still has room to run, that analysts are saying. They just went through their 10-for-1 stock split last Friday, now trading at that actual split adjusted price. And we have big analysts like Oppenheimer right here upping their targets still, saying that there is still room to run, that the AI demand has not slowed down, and that the boom is continuing on. They raised their price targets here to $150. This would be $1,500, ladies and gentlemen, from $110 and maintain its outperform rating. And as you see this across the board, the continued momentum, and even analysts saying that they have much further to go, is looking at how are all these AI stocks doing. What we're going to see is a lot of businesses that will start to incorporate AI into their name because they want to hop on this trend. But leading competitors right here are really setting an example and doing a great job keeping out some of that newer competition coming in just due to the plain results that we see in front of our eyes. The proof is in the pudding, and NVIDIA is showing that in reality. And so is Palantir, just at a smaller scale, because NVIDIA has been along for much longer in terms of public trading. That's all I have for you guys. I want to know, what do you guys think is going to be happening with the market tomorrow? Sorry, I don't have a ton to report on, and that's just because people are kind of sitting on the sidelines, waiting to see what's going to be happening at that Fed meeting. Do you think we're going to see a holding steady with interest rates in terms of June and things like that? And with the CPI data, do you think inflation is going to show that it's hotter or it meets expectations or is cooler? I want to know what you guys think. Peace out, take care, and I'll catch you guys later.